So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this three-wheeler trike, and it's from the company Qronge. I know it looks weird there, but it's the Qronge. And the way I seen that it was pronounced was Qronge. So this is the Qronge Lava trike, and it's a three-wheeler trike. Now, I've had other trikes like this before, and I really like this platform a lot. At first, I kind of thought they looked kind of wonky, but after riding these for a little bit, you really start liking the ability of how much cargo you can put in this thing and how comfortable it is to ride. You don't even have to lean it. You basically just sit on it. I basically called the other one, it's like a chariot. This seriously is like riding a chariot around, and it's very easy to ride. And what I'm going to do for y'all in this video is I'm going to do a quick run through of the specs. Then I'll do a walkthrough from the back all the way to the front of all the parts and components on this thing. Then I'll put it to a ride test, and I'll come back here and give you my final thoughts of who I thought this three-wheeler trike is good for, or maybe who it's not good for. So let's get into the specs now. Okay, starting here with the battery. So the battery on this thing is a 36 volt, 15 amp hour battery, and it takes around about maybe 7 hours to get a complete charge on this thing. It is a removable battery. Basically use this key right here, and you need this key to start this battery also, with this whole bike anyway. And you'll remove the battery by lifting the seat up and sliding the battery out, and you can take it in and charge it, or you can leave it on the bike and charge it. The charge port is actually right over here on this side, and it's a little charge port that just slides open, and you charge it right there. The stated range on this thing is 50 miles, but I think realistically a bike of this weight, you're probably going to get between 30 and 50, depends on how you ride it. You can ride it a lot more as a bike, or you can ride it in pedal assist 1. You know what, if you're like me and you're doing throttle a lot, you're probably not going to get much out of it. So moving up here to the motor, by the way, this is a front wheel drive trike. My other trikes were rear wheel drive, which causes a lot of different problems when you were on your edge. When you would turn, the wheel would lift and spin. The front wheel is definitely a better way to go. After riding both of them, I think this is a smarter way to go, is putting in the front instead of the back for your actual torque. And it's a 750 watt with a 960 peak that gives you 90 Newton meters of power. And top speed is anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. Actually, they put it right here. It is a class 2 e-bike, 750 watts with 15 miles per hour on there, which I think is pretty fair. Actually, when it comes to these trikes, you don't want to go too fast on these. Trust me, ask me how I know. I've almost flipped a couple of these. So you got to be really careful when you're going fast on these things. Total weight on the bike is 108 pounds. It is it's no light bike. You just got to get used to it. You know what? It's a three-wheel bike with a lot of cargo space on there. Capacity on this thing is anywhere from 350 to 500 pounds weight capacity. That's loading down all the baskets and everything on there. And rider height is anybody from 5'3" to 6'3", so pretty wide range there. And basically, it's like a chariot style. You just kind of jump up here on it, and then because you don't have to worry about putting your feet down. So that's what helps it out as far as like a shorter rider. Okay, there's the specs on this thing. Let's go ahead and start back here at the back tires and just kind of work our way up as far as the walkthrough. They're 20 by 4-inch fat tires, and these are kind of your basic all-around tread right there. The fenders, by the way, there is a little bit of assembly on this bike. If you guys get this, I did have to assemble pretty much all of it. Front tire had to put on. The back tires were on there, but this fender and basket and all that I had to put on there. So here's each side, and let me show you how they did this. See this liner? You just pull this liner out. This comes with it too. So you've got a 7-speed tourney shifter right here. It basically shifts right here. You got to be careful. It will come off. I had to adjust this derailleur some. So the brakes on it is actually 160 millimeter rotors with mechanical disc brakes. And there's mechanical disc brakes on the front, and it looks like they're called Pruck. P-U-R-K, whatever that is, and the 160 millimeter rotors on the front. Obviously, I like to see more hydraulic disc brakes, but mechanical disc brakes work. They just a little harder to squeeze. It is a bigger bike, so you got to really kind of put some squeeze onto the brakes to get them to work. But you know what? Obviously, you're not doing high speeds on this thing, so I don't see any issues at all with going with mechanical disc brakes. They seem to work just fine with me. I've been riding this off and on for around about 2 weeks now, and I have no issues with that at all. It's got this wide platform seat with this little adjustable back right here. You basically just slide this. Let me loosen that up. It just slides like that right there, and you see how that seat can go higher. Me personally, I'd almost remove that. I run it all the way down just so my you know, rear end doesn't slide off right there. Check this out. This is a folding feature. So you can fold this bike down and make it a little smaller. So right here's the folding mechanism. You just flip that out, folds around. It lands on this little grommet right here. So it lands on that, and then it can store away, which gives it a smaller package for like storage in a garage, or maybe put in the back of a truck, or maybe even a van or something. You slide, I've had it in my van, and it just worked just fine in there while it's stored up in its folded down package. Little spring loaded shock here in the front. It seemed to work just fine going over like speed bumps, potholes, and things like that. I think these little spring loaded shocks work just fine for that. 20x4 fat tires on the front, plastic fenders there. I'll cover the headlight more in the display. Moving on up, let's check out this whole area. So check out this front basket. I actually got this front basket with it. You have a handle here. You're gonna have to put all this together. You have a handle here. This is a removable basket. There's a little button right here. You're gonna lift this basket up. That is the coolest thing. Say you wanna get some fruit. It's almost a little fruit basket, or you're like at a fruit, say you pull over to a fruit stand, you wanna get some fruit, or you're inside of a store or something, you wanna have your own basket, grab this little basket, go in there, do some shopping, come back, load it in your back cargo rack, and then you're good to go. Or if you have a dog or something in the back and you wanna run bags and stuff in the front, I think you'll be totally fine with that. Kind of a cool feature. Okay, moving on up here to the cockpit area, or as I like to say, the handlebars. By the way, it has a parking brake. We have the parking brake on. To put on the parking brake, you just pull this lever, and let me try to get to it right here. It's hard to do one-handed. There we go. You pull that lever and then pull that in, and that's the parking brake. What it does, it just holds the brake. See, it will not roll off or move. So if you park somewhere, put that on. It came with rear view mirrors. Rear view mirrors are always nice. Like I said, I'd use rear view mirrors on my other bikes, and I was very impressed. I like a rear view mirror. Handlebars are more or less sweep back, kind of like cruiser style handlebars. I like them. They're comfortable. Has the ergo grips on them right here. I see no issues with that at all. Has the trigger shifters. You know, you got a thumb shifter right here. That's the up and that's the downs. Also, I got a little phone holder. This is their branded phone holder. How about that, everybody? Check that out. So you ain't got to worry about getting a phone holder. If you get one of these, you get one with it. Okay, moving on to this display here. So to turn this thing on, see this M, you get M plus minus, so that's all you get on it. I didn't see anything else on it. To turn it on, you'd basically just hold this down for a few seconds. Oh, turn the key on. So to turn the key on, I did have to mash my battery in a little bit because this has a very tight tolerance. So until you kind of wear that in, it will have to kind of like mash down on the top to turn that key. Just a little friendly reminder that you might have to do that. The actual indicator works. So you see I have a full battery in there. I always like it when they put those indicator lights on there. So moving back to the display here, hold down this for 3 seconds. As soon as you hold it down, you can see the display comes up. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera. I'll try to get a good angle on it there. You get the power, you get the assist level, the odometer. You can see the brakes are depressed, so that's the brake, and you have a speedometer right there. And to go through the modes, see how I got tripometer, we got voltage, 41 volts. That means I am fully charged. A current, so it gives you the current. So there's all of it. I usually just run it on odometer. To go up, you basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assist levels. So you've got 5 assist levels, and I will go through these and test these in my ride test. And then there is a little horn right over here. The horn is located inside the headlight. That's why you're hearing it down there. To turn the headlight on, hold this plus button down. You see the little headlight logo? Now let's check it out. Headlight is on right there. Decent little headlight, you know, deal. Like I said, the brakes are depressed, so you can see the brake light is on. So it's a brake and tail light. So yeah, and this thing does have cruise control on it, everybody. So once you hold down the throttle for a little bit of time, it will go into cruise control. So you can hold the cruise, and to get it out, you just hit the brakes or start pedaling, and then it goes out of cruise control. So yeah, there's the specs and a quick little walkthrough for y'all. Let me go ahead. Let's put this thing to the ride test. I'll do some riding on the gravel road here, and then we'll take it out here on the actual main road and put it through the test. I'll go through all the gears. We'll do the hill test, then I'll come back here, give you my final thoughts of this thing. So yeah, let's get into the ride test now. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's put Qronge to the test here. We'll go pedal assist 1 to get out of here. I put my GPS on there. We'll just roll with it, everybody. Just go slow. Like I said, it handles these gravel roads okay, like a lot of my other bikes. It's not an off-road machine. It's a trike. It's a cargo bike. This rack does rattle, But you know what? I'd put it in the back. I just left it on here for the purpose of this video, but honestly, I'd put it in the back until I get where I need to go, and then I'd put it back up there. Check out how it just rides on this. So little gravel roads, I don't see any issues with this at all. I think it's just fine as far as like a little, I mean, I can hold 5 miles an hour pretty easy on this. Okay, here we are. We're out here on the main road. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing out here. So the first thing I'll do that I normally do, I'll go ahead and put it in 0. You can see right here, it is in 0. Let's downshift to 1. Now, it's not gonna be the easiest to pedal because obviously you're pushing all of this weight. But if you're on flat ground, I don't see any problems. You could pedal this thing home if you absolutely needed to. I think it works just fine as a bike. And on your turn-in radius, you don't lean it. You just turn the wheels like that very slowly. By the way, everything you do with this is a very slow process. You don't want to go fast on this thing. Right here, it is very comfortable to ride like this. This is so fun to ride one of these trikes. Let me go up in a little bit. The riding position, actually, I'm going to lift the seat just a little bit. I've got the seat all the way down. My brakes do squeak a little bit, but I think they'll wear in after a while. Let's lift the seat up to about right there. Y'all see that? Got the seat up just a little bit. Oh, you're high up now. Woo, I can feel that weight, 100 pounds. I always tell people, I'm like, these e-bikes are like when they're as a normal bicycle. Imagine running with a weight vest on. It's kind of how they feel. So if you think you're not getting a workout in an e-bike, you're crazy. You know, these people riding 22-pound bikes. Like, yeah, I could ride that for days. Try to ride a 108-pound bike. Yeah. Well, there it is. As a normal bike, 10 miles an hour, pretty easy. Once again, this big turning. The back wheel will come off the ground if you're not careful. So throttle only, I'm in a pedal assist 1. Half twist throttle right here. Front wheel drive. 1 through 5, it's all the same, everybody. So this is right at 15, top speed, 15 miles an hour and throttle only. It truly is a class 2 e-bike. You're not getting over 15. Now for someone, maybe a senior or someone that doesn't really like going fast on e-bikes, this actually would feel going really fast to them. By the way, it's in cruise, check that out. I'm in cruise control. See, because it's pulling out of the front tire instead of the back, when you do that, one tire is off the ground, but I'm not slipping. So that's very handy right there. Pedal assist 1, this is a cadence sensor. Cadence sensor means when you start turning the pedals, it gives you the power. We're at 8, power just dropped. 8 miles an hour, that's it. I feel the power going up and going down right there. There we go. By the way, I think there's a walk feature on here. Hold the minus down and let's see what it does. Yeah, look. Holding down the minus. This is the walk feature. You're going to need this feature. You don't want to push this thing up a hill. So if you're getting off and you're pushing across a bridge or up a hill or something, or you're in slow traffic, you can basically, like traffic, I mean foot traffic, you would just use this walk feature right here. Pretty handy on that. Pedal assist 2. Like I said, I usually stay between 4 and 5 gears right here. Pedal assist 2, I can get 12. Top speed's 15. Pedal assist 3, go up a gear. Pedal assist 4, 16. Let's just go pedal assist 5. We're in gear 6. Can we get it to 20? There it is. 20 miles an hour, and it's 20 on here too. We're holding 20 at pedal assist 5. I really like how thing feels like a chariot. Look at this. Got up a hill right here. Let's turn it around. Hit the brakes. And that definitely locked it up. So yeah, there's the pedal assist 1 through 5 and the throttle there. Let's test it on its hill climbing abilities. Now it's a 90 Newton meter motor, and it peaks at close to 1,000 watts of power on peak. So it should be able to pull me and the bike up the hill, which a total, that'd be, you know, I'm 180. So you're looking at almost 300 pounds right here just in the bike. So the total weight capacity on this is 500 pounds. So let's take it to Schoolhouse Hill, see how it pulls the hill. You know what I'm gonna do is go down this main trail, then I've got a little off-road section that I'm gonna do up here. Now, like I said, this is not an off-road machine, obviously, but I like to try them anyway just to see how their capability is. So let's check this as far as an off-road. Now, I think I'm just gonna go slow on this thing, everybody. Here we go. You know what? It's not bad. So far, so good. I don't see any issues with it handling this. There's a lot of ruts right here. Wow, that shock does pretty good. I have not bottomed that shock out. It's very tight. They've got the springs really tight in the shock, I can tell. And having those 4-inch fat tires back there, oh, this is where you could get in some trouble. Whoa, see what I mean? So what happens is you gotta be careful. The wheel will fall down in there, and you gotta be careful with that. That happened to me on my other trike. I forget that I'm that wide in the back, and I end up falling off the trail if you're not careful. The good thing is I'm not using much force to pedal this thing up this hill. This feels pretty good right here. Let's turn around and go back. Okay, it's safe to say it's not an off-road beast, but it will do basic type of off-roading there. Check this out. I want to lean way over so I don't turn this thing over. There we go. Let's see how fast we can get this thing. Yeah, it makes me a little nervous getting this thing super fast. 23. It feels so different when you're on this thing doing 23. It feels like I'm doing like 50. 23 miles an hour. Start slowing down. You definitely don't want to hit curves fast because you can't lean. You have to turn. 23. Now let's turn this thing around, go back uphill. Can it do it? Actually, let's use throttle only going uphill. I'm technically at 6 miles per hour, not 1. My GPS is not recalibrated, but you can see right there I'm at 6. It has not stopped. 20% incline. Actually, we are in cruise. Check it out. 6 miles per hour uphill here. Reset my GPS. I don't see any problems with that. 8 miles an hour. So it went 8 miles an hour before I had to start pedaling. It made it up the hill. Come to a complete stop. Let's get this reset. All right, get it up to top speed, then I'll slam on the brakes right here at this power line. It's kind of like where I think that's about as fast as we're gonna get it. And now, the back really locked up on it. Wow, so from 15 miles per hour, I might have got 10 feet. I started the brake right here. This back, this one started sliding, and then those kind of locked up a little bit. Not bad. Like I said, mechanical disc brakes. Obviously, you're not going to be going real fast with this, so you don't have to worry about the braking so much because you're not going like super fast. Okay, there's the ride test. Let me go up here and give you my final thoughts of what I thought about this three-wheeler trike, you know, the Qronge trike. So let's do that now. Okay, so final thoughts here. Who do I think this trike would be good for? I think it'd be great for anyone that just wants to have a nice, comfortable riding machine that can carry a lot of cargo and maybe get you up and down slight hills, but is a beast on flat ground. I think it's perfect for maybe even like a senior or someone that doesn't want to push the limits. You know, me, I want to go wide open all the time, so it might not be in my range. But what I think I would use it for most is hauling wood, hauling things. I love having a cargo basket, going down to like maybe a store, picking up supplies, riding back. It's just fun to kind of ride a bike and pick up this much supplies because you can really load this thing down. I think it'd be a good little kind of like delivery type vehicle too, because you can really load down all of the baskets on it and really have a nice vehicle for deliveries like that. And you're getting a workout in because you don't have a lot of battery. So I think you're going to get an easy 30-mile range out of this. So you need to be using a lot of pedal assist and not throttle all the time, which is no problem at all because a lot of places don't even allow you to use throttle, everybody. And it's a lot safer to be sitting in this position. You don't have to worry about stopping and then falling over and possibly hurting your leg or getting hurt bad from falling over. You almost just kind of like sit there. You're at a red light, you're sitting somewhere, you can just sit here on the bike, on the trike, and you ain't got to worry about anything. You can step off and kind of get on. You have a little parking brake right here, so you know it ain't going to roll away on you. So as far as performance, I thought this 750 motor did pretty good. I didn't see any problems at all out of it. It did pull me up the schoolhouse hill there. It was slow moving, you know, 6-7 miles per hour, but you know what? I did get to the top. I didn't have any problems, and I was able to keep going. Top speed on it was definitely around about 15 miles per hour. I did get it up to 23 miles per hour, and my average speed was around about 7 to 10 miles per hour. So I think that's normal for a trike like this. I don't see any problems with that at all. For how affordable this thing is, I think it's an excellent option for someone that's just looking for an affordable trike that can kind of haul a lot of gear and kind of get them around comfortable. Actually, I'll leave a discount code below. If you use my code, you can get a little more off of this thing because I think it comes in at a pretty good price for what it is. Comment below if you've used any of these Qronge type products. They have a wide range of products, and definitely comment below if you use their trike. Let me know because I always like hearing what you guys have to say. As always, I will leave links below where you can pick up, you know, some of the gear that I use here and the bike itself, or there's something else in their lineup you might be interested in. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got today on the Qronge Lava Trike. See y'all in the next video.